Now, today, Wits students took their protest to the door of the Constitutional Court. The protest over funding has spread to other parts of the country as well. Students are angry following yesterday's police action against Wits protesters, during which bystander Mthokozisi Ntumba was killed. Let's cross to our reporter Slindile Mazikane for more. Hi there, Slee. So we've been watching you all afternoon, walking along with the students. Could you just update us on the very latest in Braamfontein?
Well, Sally, we are, of course, in the Braamfontein business district, just not too far from the Wits University campus. And what we've been seeing all day today is that protest action from students. The protest action started with a march to the Johannesburg Central Police Station, where academics, unions, as well as civil society organizations joined these students in support of them, saying that they were fully behind their call for free decolonized education. And what we also understand is that some charges were laid against the police. That particular march then moved to Luthuli House, where they delivered a memorandum of demands to the Secretary General of the eNCA, who also expressed his support for the students, saying that they should not back down and that what they were fighting for was certainly something that they had a right to, and something that's been a resolution of the ANC for some time now. At this stage, we are still on Jorison Street. You can see behind me, Mthokozisi Street rather. Sorry, Sally, we've moved from Jan Smuts onto the corner of, I think it is Mal Street and Mthokozisi Street. There's a caucus taking place. The Braamfontein area has been shut down. Businesses have closed up early, and that is because this particular group of protesters have been marching all afternoon, saying that they're going to continue to protest until their demands are met. So I just want to quickly take you to an interview we did earlier on with the police minister, Begitele, who was at the home of Mthokozisi Ntumba earlier this morning. Let's take a listen.
Is a young man. Even I saw his photo, was working for the Department of Human Settlement, and has just gained his master's degree.
And is he a father?
He's a father of three.
Does he have a wife?
He's a father of three. He's got a very young wife, and I think the youngest child is less than a year old. It's a sad situation to look at. It's something that you can't really even be able to live with it as a human being now. Taking all other elements of life out is a sad situation.
Thank you, Minister. And there's so many questions, Slee, about how it was that Mthokozisi Ntumba died. He was clearly seen in CCTV footage waving a doctor's prescription, trying to indicate that he was not part of the protest and shouldn't be targeted. That is something the police are going to have to urgently deal with. I want to ask you, though, Slee, from being at the protest today, it seems a very different atmosphere, first of all. But how have the announcements by the Higher Education Minister and the address also from Zeblon Vilakazi, how have those gone down with students, that more money is being made available at Wits to allow students to register, that NSFAS is to release funds for new qualifying students? It does seem that there's a big effort. Has that been welcomed by the students you've spoken to?
Well, Sally, unfortunately, with this particular group of students, I have not been able to engage with them, and that is due to the fact that most of them are from the EFF Student Command, and you would understand that our relationship with the EFF is a bit strained at the moment, so none of them are willing to speak to me. But many of the students that I have had a chance to speak to throughout the day have expressed to me that the call for a free decolonized education needs to be realized as soon as possible. Yes, they understand that government is trying to make efforts towards reaching that goal. However,
I just want you guys to note that when there is no police interruption, how peaceful it is.
Okay.
And something that must be...
Oh, well, that's great. So, someone's prepared to talk to you, Slee. I'm delighted, at least they are prepared to use our platform at times.
As you can see, it is a completely different atmosphere today, Sally. However, the issue of free decolonized education, Sally, I think for many of these students at many of our tertiary institutions is one that needs to be realized as quickly as possible. They recognize the efforts that government is making, but I think it just seems as though it's something to possibly shut them up. To quail and to get them to get off the streets. It's not enough for them. It won't be enough for them. They're saying they want to realize a fee-free higher education, not only in this lifetime, in this year. They're saying that they're picking up the struggle from those fees must fall as
Absolutely.
6 years ago.
And you know, Slee, you can understand that because there's been such a breakdown in trust because those fees must fall protests have been going on since 2015. Then President Zuma in 2017 reiterated the ANC's position and upped it even more, saying free higher education. We also know that yesterday student leaders were saying they're considering a complete shutdown at all universities on Friday. Have you heard any more talk of that, or is it still under discussion?
I think what we are seeing, Sally, especially after they delivered their memorandum at Constitution Hill, is that we are seeing that the university student leaderships are busy trying to pave their way forward. We do know that there are a lot of talks of a national shutdown. I have been told that universities such as TUT, I know UNISA as well, joined in. TUT is expected to join in the protest tomorrow. I understand UNISA students also began protesting this afternoon as well. And so I think we're going to see a slow build-up, or should I say more universities taking up the fight, because like many of the students here at Wits said today, is that this is not a Wits protest. This is a protest for all students. It's a call for all students to unite around this particular cause, especially around the fact that the coronavirus pandemic has left many families devastated, especially when it comes to their finances. Breadwinners have been retrenched, and people are just barely just trying to survive. So the issue of free education for them is quite pivotal, not only to give their families a chance at better opportunities, but for them to realize their goals as well as their dreams. And they're saying that the issue of fees should be resolved. It needs to be resolved immediately.
Yes, indeed. And thank you so much for your reporting. Slindelo Masikane, who is coming to us live from Braamfontein this afternoon. Well, President